What if tomorrow morning you woke up, grabbed your coffee, checked the news, and read this headline: Mars now has Earth's atmosphere. You still have to get to work, your back still needs a warm-up before bending, and I promise you this one clear thing. This change would feel exciting for about 10 minutes, and then it would start annoying you in very familiar ways. At first, it sounds perfect. No helmet, no pressure suit. You step outside and breathe like a normal human being. Air goes into your lungs without resistance, without alarms, without rules. For a moment, it feels like humanity finally did something right. You stand there longer than necessary, just breathing, because breathing has never felt like a privilege before. Then, the air starts moving. Wind pushes dust across the ground, not gently, purposefully. Fine red particles slide into corners, seams, and filters that were never designed for weather. Your eyes narrow. You turn your head away. Mars stops being a distant idea and becomes a place with conditions, a place that reacts. Your home feels it immediately. Doors creak because pressure exists now. Hinges complain. Seals age faster. Dust settles everywhere. You clean a surface, you turn around, it is dirty again. You clean it once more, nothing improves. Mars does not apologize. Mars does not care. You brought maintenance to another planet, and it accepted the offer instantly. Your body reacts next. Gravity is weaker, so movements feel easier. You step down from a platform and stay in the air just a little longer than expected. It feels good, almost playful. Then you land and adjust your balance. Your muscles feel light, but your timing is off. Mars does not make you younger, it simply changes how fast mistakes arrive. Transportation becomes less predictable. With air comes resistance. With lower gravity comes longer stopping distance. Vehicles behave differently than your instincts expect. Speed feels misleading. Braking requires more planning. Movement stops being automatic and starts demanding attention. Work gets louder. Tools make sharp sounds instead of dull ones. Voices travel farther than you expect. Silence disappears. Old Mars was quiet by default. New Mars has constant background noise. You begin to notice how much silence once helped you think. You miss it without realizing why. Communication improves locally and fails globally. You can hear coworkers across the site, but Mars is still separated from Earth by millions of miles of space. Messages home arrive late. Conversations lose their rhythm. You ask something important, you wait, life moves on. The reply arrives anyway. Distance remains unchanged. Now the science becomes part of daily life without needing explanation. Mars has weaker gravity, so its atmosphere does not cling to the surface the way Earth's does. Storms rise higher, dust travels farther, and without a strong magnetic field, the sun slowly strips the air away. The sky above you feels real, but temporary. Someone eventually says the word maintenance, and the mood shifts. Even planets demand upkeep. Navigation becomes unreliable. Clouds blur familiar shapes. Dust hides landmarks. The sun becomes harder to use as a guide. You walk out confident, then slow down, unsure which direction feels correct. Mars is finally breathable and somehow harder to trust. Here's the real surprise. The biggest change is not your lungs, it is your mindset. Old Mars was simple, harsh but honest. You knew what it wanted from you. New Mars feels familiar, and familiar places demand responsibility. They expect routines, repairs, rules. Mars begins to feel less like exploration and more like obligation. After some time, you miss the stillness. You miss the clarity of an empty world. You realize that comfort always brings complexity with it. Giving Mars Earth's atmosphere does not turn it into paradise. It turns it into a place that expects you to adapt every single day. So here is the simple question to think about. If Mars suddenly had air like Earth, would you actually want to visit it? Or would it feel too ordinary to be worth the trip? Why?